Hello, vinyl community. It's Bill here again. You'll be thinking, where's he gone? It's been a while since I did a video, and I'm going to do my acquisitions and divestments for Q3 2023. You're saying, Q3? It's late November. What you've been playing at? So I'll show you what I've been playing at, actually. I've been doing a collage. So that's work in progress. There's the saxophone needs a bit of tidying up, and I've got some other concert tickets and the like, hype stickers, and I don't know what to add to it. But did you see that I destroyed a 7-inch vinyl there of Thank You Very Much by The Scaffold, sort of late 60s? Yeah, 1967 that was in the charts. Yeah, so I'm going to quickly show some divestments first. I don't usually do divestments, but let's see what I can show. There's some David Bowie, some Rochford, some Junior Kimborough, some Level 42 and Glenn Miller. There's the Rochford. John Entwistle's Mad Dog, and Four Guys Crossing a Zebra Crossing. Sturgill Simpson, love the cover, but not so keen on the content. Yeah, there was Fab Four again. I think that's is that David Bowie again? These were duplicates that I had, and some Elton John. So sorry about the quality of the picture-in-picture there. Yeah, and then there were some CDs. Now, I got rid of a couple of Amy Winehouses, and that was because I had bought a CD box set of Amy's. So yeah, I had duplicate copies. So now swiftly move on to the acquisitions. And one of the things that I'm thinking, I bought or acquired quite a number of albums in Q3, and to date, Q4, I don't think I've bought any, but my birthday is coming up and Christmas is coming up, so maybe there might be some acquisitions in Q4, but that's for another video. So let's have a look of what I've acquired. There's quite a few vinyl albums, a beauty of a vinyl box set, and some CDs to start with. I'm going to show this, although that was free. This is the Who's Next Lifehouse project, and this was free with the Uncut magazine. So yeah, it's got some nice cuts from that box set of Who's Next and the Lifehouse project. Hadn't heard Mary before, but Pure and Easy, Pete Townsend home studio demo mix, and yeah, Love Ain't for Keeping from the Record Plant New York sessions in 1971. So, and yeah, there's a couple of live tracks, and I think 3 from the original Who's Next. So I was surprised to see that as free, stuck to the cover of a magazine, but I'm delighted I've got that. It's really nice. Then I think a while ago I maybe showed the sister album to this. I have a vinyl copy of Motown Funk Volume 2, but this is 32 piping hot funk joints and Motown funk. And what have we got on here? We've got You Must Have It in Your Collection. If you don't have it in your collection, go out and get it. And I'm not going to go till you get back with it. The Temptations' Papa Was a Rolling Stone. There is the Undisputed Truths version of Ball of Confusion, which I think maybe that was the original version. So there's the Temptations' Psychedelic Shack. Shorty Long's Here Comes the Judge. Marvin Gaye's Is That Enough? And Sisters Love, Give Me Your Love. Really good compilation, Motown funk. And then the last CD in acquisitions was courtesy of one of my favorites. This is Jack White's sort of inspired soundtrack to the movie Cold Mountain. So Jack does Wayfaring Stranger. We have Alison Krauss doing The Scarlet Tide and You Will Be My Ain True Love. And then Jack does Christmas Time Will Soon Be Over. And then there's tracks by Tim Erickson, Riley Bagus, and Tim O'Brien, Real Time Travelers, and the Sacred Harp Singers at Liberty Church. So really nice feel to this soundtrack, maybe a bit reminiscent of Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? But this is excellent and I'd thoroughly recommend it. Now, I'm going to show these albums as they come to hand rather than in chronological order. So first of all, we have Consolers of the Lonely. So the Raconteurs. And yeah, this is fabulous gatefold, three-way gatefold. Really nice album. Tracks such as Consolers of the Lonely, Old Enough, 5 on the 5, These Stones Will Shout, and Carolina Drama, the song about the milkman, which is also on the Jack White acoustic set. So, a man who loves all things Jack White, Consolers of the Lonely was missing from my collection. And yeah, I must get some Dead Weather soon. Then, still in the shrink wrap, but this is fantastic. This is the Mull Historical Society. In My Mind, There's a Room. And what Colin McIntyre has done is work with some authors and poets. So there's Val McDermott, Jacqueline Wilson, Ian Rankin, Nick Hornby, yeah, him of High Fidelity, the man that wrote High Fidelity. So yeah, a good author if you like music as well. There's Juliet Naked, that's quite a good book, and there's a film about it, as well as High Fidelity. It's a fantastic read. I must reread that. But yeah, he got these authors to write some lyrics and he puts the music to it. There's a fantastic, wonderful track called Anaglypta, and it's written by Liz Lockheed, who is a poet from Glasgow. And I think she's also, well, I think he also extracted some of the words from Anaglypta to be lyrics to another song in this album called 1952. There's a track called My Bedroom Was My Rocket. and there's Panicked Feathers and Not Sorry Enough. But Anaglypta is, look it up on Spotify or whatever your favorite streaming service is. It's more of a poem, and Liz Lockhead recites her poem. It starts off with some sort of, I don't know, strange sort of 1940s music playing on a 78 or something, and then it goes into the poem proper. And if you're my sort of age, or maybe slightly older, it's very nostalgic stories. Well, I was born in 1956. This lady, Liz Lockhead, was born maybe in the late 40s or something like that, which speaks about candlewick bedspreads and formica top tables, etc. And yeah, go listen to Anaglypta. It's well worth a listen. I love it. But this whole album, interesting artwork as well, but this whole album is highly recommended and shows, you know, what a good musician can do with words from good wordsmiths. Lemonheads, Shame About Ray, really nice gatefold. So it's a double album with the original album track listing. So we start with Rock and Stroll, which my art teacher was telling me was about, you know, a walk in the park with a stroller or a pushchair, or maybe it's a pram. And the song is told from the viewpoint of the occupant of the pram. So yeah, lots of smiles and views of the sky, etc. Really nice track that. There's My Drug Buddy and The Turnpike Down, as well as Allison's Starting to Happen, and Kitchen, Ceiling Fan in My Spoon. So these are great. And then on side 3, there are some 3 and 4 actually. There's some demo mixes plus the single Mrs. Robinson, the cover of the Simon and Garfunkel track, and Knowing Me, Knowing You, that wonderful ABBA hit. But Evan Dando and co do a really nice acoustic version of it. It's just marvelous. And yeah, and of course there is the title. Of course, there's the title track as well. It's a Shame About Ray. I think this might be in and out in the same year. This is Pearl Jam, the completely unplugged, the acoustic broadcast. There's some nice stuff on this, but I think it sounds very samey. So, whereas I absolutely love the Nirvana Unplugged, I maybe need to give this another listen, but it's not really doing it for me. I got this at a knockdown price because I bought another album from the same shop, and yeah, I should have just stuck with the other one that I got at the same time. So the other one, which was not a disappointment, was the 13th Floor Elevators. So I've seen this on lots of lists and, you know, books like 1001 albums that you should listen to before you die. Running out of time actually, but I've listened to quite a lot. But yeah, this is 60s, late 60s psychedelia, and all the way from America. So we've got You're Gonna Miss Me, Roller Coaster, Reverberation, Through the Rhythm, Fire Engine, Monkey Island, amongst others. And I think each release or re-release gets a slightly different cover. The image is the same, but the colors differ. Drifters Golden Hits, just wonderful. Really nice track listing from There Goes My Baby, Dance With Me, Save the Last Dance for Me, On Broadway, Under the Boardwalk, and Saturday Night at the Movies. This is truly wonderful from Atlantic Records, and yeah, the Drifters. What more can you say? Just wonderful. And then I'm not quite a completist, but I really like Steely Dan. I love Asia. Asia is one of my most played albums. I love the Can't Buy a Thrill. Fantastic. And the sort of greatest hits collections are, you know, one great song after another, really good. So this is Countdown to Ecstasy, photo of the band there. Of course, we're speaking about Walter Becker and Donald Fagen, and yeah, picking up musicians as and when they do the albums to make sure each album's truly wonderful. This has got the unpronounceable opening track of Bodhisattva. Then there's Razor Boy, Boston Rag, Your Gold Teeth. And then on side 2, we've got Showbiz Kids, My Old School, Peril of the Quarter, and King of the World. Walter Becker on electric bass guitar, harmonica, and vocals. Donald Fagen on piano, electric piano, synthesizer, and mainly vocals. Jim Hodder on drums, percussion, and vocals. Jeff Skunk Baxter does guitar, pedal steel guitar, and Denny Diaz does guitar, stereo, mix master, general. Really, really excellent album. And then I've got 2 more really excellent albums to show. Did I tell you in some recent videos that I met the wonderful bass player David Hood? And when I met him at the Muscle Shoals recording studio, he was a guest of honor there. We were chatting about him playing on Paul Simon's tracks and also the work he did on Rod Stewart's Atlantic Crossing. And he said, "You're Scottish. I've done some work with Primal Scream." So when I saw this, I had to get it. Can't remember when I first started listening to it. But yeah, Jailbird rocks, Big Jet Plane, Free, Cry Myself Blind. The story of this is it's the 1993 recordings for an album that eventually became Give Out But Don't Give In. Something like that. I'll put the proper title in the on the screen now. But yeah, this was recorded in Memphis at the Ardent Studio in Madison Avenue in Memphis. And then I think they brought the tapes back to London, listened to them, and weren't happy with the sound. So they got a different producer in and they re-recorded all the songs. And it's the cover of the album that was put out in the 90s had a sort of neon guitar with the Confederate flag on it. There's the band, and Bobby Gillespie, Andrew Innes on guitars, Robert Young on guitars, David Hood on bass, Roger Hawkins on drums, with Martin Duffy on piano and organ. And then there's Wayne Jackson on trumpet and Andrew Love on saxophone. To me, they should have just put out this album in '93 instead of leaving it to grow dust on the shelves. But thankfully, this was reissued, I think, a few years back. If you haven't heard this, it's got a wonderful sort of swamp feel to it, and it's well worth the listen. The backing singers on it are tremendous, and yeah, it's got just a wonderful flow. So another record or double album from me that's highly recommended. And then, did I say how wonderful my wife of 40 years is? Well, 40 years is quite a good anniversary to celebrate. We went to a really nice hotel called Prestonfield's House in Edinburgh. That was really nice. I think my wife got some jewelry, but I got the jewel in the crown of the Beatles output. There's a few jewels in that crown. This is the Revolver box set on vinyl. So there's a really nice book. Stories about all the tracks. Some nice photographs of the Beatles around that time. Something about paperback writer. Some more photos. And yeah, I think there's a bit about the artwork cover, sort of like a comic or a storyboard version of how the cover was developed by the wonderful Klaus Voormann. So that's really nice. The Beatles, the whole album Revolver, the stereo remix by Giles Martin. We've got the original mono pressing. And then we've got a double album. So again, nice gatefold with showing the studio at Abbey Road when they're recording. And we've got, yeah, again, you probably heard this on your favorite streaming service, but you've got a couple of takes of Tomorrow Never Knows, 3 takes of Got to Get You Into My Life, Love You Too, Paperback Writer, a couple of 3 versions of And Your Bird Can Sing. And there's the working tapes for Yellow Submarine. So it starts off as a sea shanty, and then you've got take 4 before the sound effects are added. And we've got Eleanor Rigby. Yeah, this is a great document of the studio process of making a classic album. And then we've got a single or a 45 with 2 tracks on either side. So you've got Paperback Writer and Rain in stereo, and you've got Paperback Writer and Rain mono mix. So my beautiful, wonderful wife gave me that Revolver box set as a 40th wedding anniversary present. So I'm a really lucky boy. I'm really enjoying the Beatles now and then. Will I be buying the new versions of the red and blue compilations? Being an Aberdonian, being a Scotsman, careful with my money, I've got both those albums, the original, sorry, was it 1973 issues. Will I bother to get the new ones? Not sure. Have a great Christmas or holiday season when it comes. We'll see. There might be another video before then. Shout out to Kev, one of my subscribers that I know in person. And thank you to all the new subscribers who signed up following my contribution to that thread started by the Long Cut, Chris at the Long Cut, about the 10 records that I listened to most. And we'll see you again soon. Bye just now.